And welcome to another video with me, Mr. MoneyBagz. Today we want to look at Kenya as a world leader in clean energy. Kenya has been at the forefront of clean energy for years now, in line with the global trend towards reducing greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating the impact of climate change. It's estimated that around 90% of the country's electricity is generated from renewable sources, including hydropower, geothermal, wind, and solar, making Kenya a leader in clean energy generation in Africa. One of the key drivers of Kenya's clean energy transition is a conducive policy and regulatory environment. For example, Kenya's government has established something called a feed-in tariff system, or an FIT system, to promote the development of renewable energy projects. In a nutshell, the government is providing incentives to encourage companies to generate renewable energy. Under a feed-in tariff or FIT system, companies that generate renewable energy are paid more money for each unit of electricity they produce and feed into the grid. The money they receive is often higher than the market price for electricity and is designed to be an incentive for them to continue generating renewable energy, because the FIT system gives them a stable and predictable return on investment for their renewable energy projects. The government has also implemented tax incentives and other measures to attract investment in the sector. Kenya aims to generate 100% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2030 and is well on its way to achieving this goal. According to the Energy and Petroleum Statistic Report of 2021, which was released in February 2022 by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, geothermal power accounted for at least 41% of the national average energy mix in 2021. And Kenya has set a target to increase the country's geothermal capacity to at least 51% of the national average energy mix by 2030. Hydropower has been one of Kenya's largest sources of electricity for years and currently accounts for about 30% of the country's average energy mix. But geothermal seems to have overtaken it. Although wind energy contributes only a small amount to the country's electrical power, its share in energy production has been increasing steadily, accounting for at least 16% of the country's average energy mix in 2021. In fact, Kenya is home to the largest wind farm in Africa, the Turkana Wind Power Project. Kenya has a small but growing solar power sector with an installed capacity of about 50 megawatts, accounting for about 1% of the country's average energy mix. Kenya also relies on thermal power generated from fossil fuels such as diesel and heavy fuel oil, which accounts for about 10% of the country's average energy mix. And because of Kenya's strong commitment to renewable energy, abundant geothermal and solar resources, and a supportive policy environment, the country has emerged as a leading clean energy country in Africa and the world at large. As Kenya continues to push toward clean energy, it's exciting to see what the future holds. We just hope the current government has the same vision and level of commitment that the previous ones had to make Kenya a 100% clean energy producer. And this marks the end of this week's tech report. Of course, I'll be back again with more cool tech reports every 2 weeks, covering tech and money in Kenya and Africa at large. So make sure you subscribe to my channel to be notified every time when I do so. If you like these kinds of reports, I recently published a detailed report on the African countries that secured the most tech startup funding in 2022. And Kenya was one of the biggest beneficiaries. Just click on the thumbnail on your screen right now to watch it. And as always, my name is Mr. MoneyBagz, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.